Welcome back to another episode of the Format Podcast. We're back today, and we're going to have part 3 of our discussion with Fox Sports AFC South reporter Ben Arthur discussing the Tennessee Titans. But before we get to that, you know what we got to do. Go ahead, if you haven't already, click that subscribe, that like, and that notification bell here on YouTube. And if you want the audio-only version of the podcast, open up your audio podcast platform, hit the search bar, type in the Format Podcast, do a little search. We should come up. If you're enjoying the content, make sure you give us that 5-star review and make sure you share the show with other sports fans you may know. Helps us find more sports fans, helps more sports fans find us. Now let's get to it. Let's go to another team that is very run-centric. Let's go down to the Tennessee Titans right there in your stomping grounds. So one of the things I heard and read about was the rumor that Derrick Henry may be on the trade block. What have you heard about that, and what direction do you see the Titans going in to improve their situation? Obviously, big hit losing A.J. Brown, and we saw what he was able to do up in Philly. Again, Derrick Henry may or may not be there. They may not want to continue to pay him. Quarterback situation, another quarterback situation is kind of up in the air, and Ryan Tannehill, we know, is better than average, but if he doesn't have Derrick Henry, he's going to revert to the mean. So what do you see from this team? You know they're well coached, but what do we have in Tennessee?
Yeah, Tennessee, when I said the Colts are arguably kind of have the most confusing direction of any team in the division, the reason I said arguably and not definitively was because the Titans also have a case for not exactly knowing what exactly they're doing. Derrick Henry, I haven't personally heard anything in regards to his status, but it would not surprise me if Ran Carthon, their new general manager, has been doing his due diligence and seeing what the market looks like for him. Derrick Henry is a really interesting case because he has a lot of miles on him. He's going to turn 30 this upcoming season. We know he's still productive.
Yes.
But he did have that foot injury in 2021. He doesn't really give you much value in the passing game. Right. And so what value do you actually get? What do you get in return for him? And so that kind of complicates, I think, what you could maybe get for him. And then you think about the cap savings of, like, if they were to trade him, it would only be about $6 million. And so for the Titans, with everything that he means to your team, like your whole identity is built around him.
Yeah.
Like, does $6 million in cap savings justify his value to your team? But then another element of it is, well, Derrick Henry is going to be a free agent after the upcoming season anyways. You know, I mean, what are the chances that they would re-sign a 30-year-old running back?
Right.
And why not maybe get something for him now while you can, even if maybe the draft capital you get in return isn't that great, at least you're getting something. So there are a lot of factors in play, but I think the fact that they have that reportedly they have explored his market, I think it shows that they're really looking hard at how to proceed forward with this team. Like Ran Carthon, and I actually just wrote a story on this, like he's turning over every stone, you know, to make sure he's kind of doing what he needs to do. I mean, with the moves the Titans have made, this isn't an aggressive rebuild, but this also isn't just some small tweaks here and there. It's somewhere in between. They're retooling the roster. The offense, basically the entire offense, has been overhauled. I mean, they don't really have an offensive line right now. It's a bunch of moving parts. They need more wide receivers. They don't have a veteran tight end that you can count on. And there's Ryan Tannehill's future kind of hanging over it's a cloud kind of hanging over the team as well. And then I don't know if you saw this too, Bruce, but Kevin Byard, the Titans asked him to take a pay cut
Ooh.
And this was something that was out there, and this is something I was told as well, that the Titans recently asked him to take a pay cut, and he refused it, because he feels like his play hasn't dictated a pay cut, and he's right. I mean, he's still an all-pro safety. Like his play hasn't dipped. His performance, he's never missed a game in his career still. He's an interceptions machine. He's one of the leaders of the team, one of the faces of the team. But he is going to be 30 before this season. And he has the second highest cap hit on the team of 19 million, only behind Ryan Tannehill.
Okay.
So it's like, so what are they doing with that too? So
Right.
they've looked at that as well. And so honestly, with a lot of the moves they've made, it's been like a lot of short-term deals, or kind of taking a gamble, or getting maybe low-end, middle-of-the-market players, and banking on their upside. That's kind of what a lot of the moves they've made so far have kind of revolved around. They haven't made any big moves or anything, but they've kind of made the moves to kind of keep themselves competitive, but also giving the chance to get out of some of those contracts next offseason if it's not really headed in the right direction. So the Titans are a really interesting team. The offense is like I said, it's being completely overhauled, but it's weird because their defense, I would say, is still the best in the division. They have the best D line in the division. The cornerback play is kind of shaky, but still with Kevin Byard in the back end, and Amani Hooker is a really good safety. They have a nice little tandem back there. And we know Vrabel is a defensive coach. Their defensive coordinator is one of the best coordinators in the league. Their defense is going to keep them in games. It's 100% keeping them in games, but the offense is kind of anyone's guess right now.